This week on Steel Horse Thunder.
Just trying to stay cool before we get out here in this blistering heat, but I'll get in plenty of blistering heat every time for a great cause to support our canines, to support Jessica, who I grew up with. This is a good cause, and it's for a great cause for our police officers who are catching so much slack. They have a job to do at the end of the day, and it's upsetting that we have to go to these links to protect their animals. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it every chance we get.
What do you think, Joe? You think maybe next year we need to plan another ride like this?
Definitely. I think Memphis is on our to-do list next year. We're going to go see
Memphis would be a great destination. We all like the blues. This is Joe Bradley, we otherwise known as Dobro Jojo Bonner Bradley, master guitar player. The man knows what he's doing.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
People talk about your one-stop shop. Well, Flat Out Motorsports is definitely a one-stop shop.
Maybe you like to hit the streets on two wheels, whether you're a touring guy, whether you're a cruising guy, or maybe you like the sport bikes.
If you'd rather play in the dirt, there's four wheels or there's two wheels.
Or maybe you've gotten to that point where you're ready for an extra wheel. They got the Can-Am Spider and the ever so cool Slingshot.
Or maybe you don't like the dirt or the road, then you can get on the water. Take this baby for a ride.
No matter what you need, no matter what brand you like to ride, all the safety gear, helmets, whatever you're looking for, it's all right here under one roof. And with the used motorcycle sales, you can pretty much find any kind of motorcycle you like.
I was riding with three friends in Franklin, and a distracted driver ran a stoplight, totaled motorcycle, head injury, broken back, broken ribs. I started worrying about bills, income, how we're going to pay for things, how we're going to survive until I can get back on my feet.
Well, the insurance company called and immediately wanted me to make decisions. They were kind of aggressive, and they knew a lot of terms, and that's when I made the call to Leidendorf.
My experience with the team here that represented me was awesome. From the moment we met until it was over. A bad thing turned into a good thing because of Leidendorf Law.
The whole Leidendorf team were like family, and they have become family.
Hey man, we got another beautiful Saturday. We're up here in Indianapolis. This place kind of looks a little familiar, even with the police cars in the parking lot. Cindy, what's going on today?
This is the 6th annual Dylan Beck Ride, and we came out here for the very first one, and this one is, it's nice to be able to come back out here, see how much they've grown, what they're doing. They're now getting vests for dogs, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. So a fantastic charity ride. We have a fantastic sponsor for our charity rides. That's Crambo's out in Greencastle. What they do for us and what they do for the motorcycle community is just, it's priceless. So make sure you get out to Greencastle. Make sure you say hi to Chris and Beth out at Crambo's. Thank them for what they do. Cindy, let's go find out a little bit more about this and see if we can play with the dogs.
Yeah, let's go. So Jessica, we're here at Dylan Beck Ride, and I remember coming out to the very first one. This is now the 6th one.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how it's been.
It's been wonderful. Every year I just can't even express how thankful that I am for all the riders that come. One day a year, it gets to be about my kid. And I'm just very thankful that you guys come out and the riders come out and we get to raise money for these dogs.
So what exactly does the money go to? I know you said it's for the dogs, the police dogs. Tell me about that.
We raise money for canine vests. We try to stay local in Indiana, but if there's nobody in Indiana that needs a vest, then it goes outside the state. But Indiana gets the first requests for the vests. We've raised money for 13 vests so far, and we're just happy to help these dogs stay safe and protect their handlers.
You know, that's so cool. And I remember that first ride that you did, and you guys had quite a few bikes. I know you told me a story about how many bikes showed up. Tell me about what happened that day.
My son's football number is 43, and on our first ride, we left here with 41 bikes, and at our first stop, we picked up 2, so that made 43. And it just made the day absolutely perfect. It let me know he was here.
You know, he was looking down on you, and he's going to be looking down on you today again.
I know.
There's a lot of bikes out here in support, and we just thank you for all the support that you have, you know, that you're giving to those dogs for protection for them, and just being out here, and we just support you and your son. May he rest in heaven today.
Thank you.
And we just thank you for being here.
Thank you. I thank you for all that you do for covering the rides and getting us out there and just letting people know, you know, what we do. Bikers are good people.
Bikers are the most amazing people in the world. You'll never find a better bunch of people. They go out, they support all these rides weekend after weekend. You know, Saturday, Sunday, they go out and do all this stuff, and it's just amazing what they do.
Yes, ma'am. I've always heard the phrase, if you need help, ask a biker.
You got it.
That is true. We're here to help, and we're happy to do so. I mean, I really hate that I have to do this ride because I wish my son was here, but I'll do anything to keep his memory alive, and he was an animal lover, and I just thought this was the best way to keep his name out there.
That's awesome. Well, you guys have a great ride today, and we'll be praying for you and know that he's looking down on you
Thank
today.
you so much. Jet life to the next life.
Thank you.
All right, man, we're up here at the Dylan Beck Ride, and I noticed you guys are over here kind of by yourself in the shade. How come nobody else has discovered the shade?
Man, it's supposed to be 92 degrees today, and even though we're here for a great ride, the shade is it's a little bit cooler than being scorched out in the sun.
No, I get it. It's like, why is everybody in the sun? We can get in the shade for a little while here. And then I saw you guys were all by yourself, so I didn't know if maybe you guys were in timeout. I thought, okay, maybe this is the timeout section, and they put you guys over here. You were causing trouble inside or something.
No trouble, man. We're all here for a good cause, and that's the important thing. We're just trying to stay cool before we get out here in this blistering heat. But I'll get in plenty of blistering heat every time for a great cause to support our canines, to support Jessica, who I grew up with.
Okay.
This is a good cause, and it's for a great cause for our police officers who are catching so much slack.
Yeah.
They have a job to do at the end of the day, and it's upsetting that we have to go to these links to protect their animals. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it every chance we get.
So you're friends with Jessica then? Because I was going to ask you what made you choose this ride to come out to.
Yes, I went to junior high and high school with Jessica, so I've known her for all of our lives, I guess you could say, a long time, 30 plus years. She's a great person, and she has great personality, and this is for, like I say, an amazing cause. That's something I should stand up for every time.
Well, right on, man. Enjoy the shade while you can. You'll definitely be in the sun when this all gets going.
Yes,
so
sir.
enjoy the shade. Thanks so much for talking to us, and thanks for coming out.
Hey, man, you have a blessed day, man. We appreciate you.
All right, man, we're here at the Dylan Beck Memorial Ride, and I know they raise money for protective gear for the canines. What is it like being a canine officer? I mean, I've talked to a lot of police officers, but I don't know that I've ever talked with a canine officer. It's got to be rewarding and challenging all at the same time.
It is. We go through a lot of training, so that's the biggest difference between us and that. Every morning when we come in, we all report about 9 o'clock, and we get a couple hours of training in with the dogs every morning. Yes, we've got a brand new facility that was donated by one of our donors, and once we got that built, we meet as a team now, and we train at least 2 hours a day with the dogs as far as the patrol dogs, and get good training. We're transitioning them to being much more social. They're social animals. And the control, we can work them on lead, off lead. We don't work them off lead in the city right now, but the dogs do have the capability of understanding now that they can work without us. We don't do it, but they understand. They recognize uniforms, and when we call a dog back off of a suit, when we're training them on a suit, they'll come back and they'll take their position next to anybody in uniform. Doesn't necessarily have to be their handler.
Well, to me, it's really cool because, they do it for, you can train these dogs to pretty much do anything nowadays. I have a grandson who now has a dog. He has a type 1 diabetic, and he now has a dog that can detect when his blood sugar drops or when it spikes. It's like, it blows me away. So when you guys train these dogs, I mean, obviously some are trained for bombs, some are trained for so many different things.
Our bombers are they're single purpose. All they find is bombs and guns.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's all the bombers are that way.
Okay. Now, do they all kind of do your training separate from, say, a dog that does something else, or?
Yes, it's completely different training. They train simply straight on explosive and gun sense. The patrol dogs, they train to manhunt. They're trained to find people, and we don't put the bombs into the patrol dogs. We don't even put the narcotics into the patrol dogs anymore. We've got an interdiction unit that takes care of the narcotics end of it. So our patrol dogs are simply to find bad guys that disappear in the neighborhoods, and our bomb dogs are simply to find explosives and firearms.
So did you do something wrong, and that's why you got stuck with a bomb dog instead of a narcotic dog? I think that would be a little easier.
No, not really. It's just we have the interdiction unit is separate from ours. So they do all the narcotics now. All of our supervisors handle the bomb dogs. We've got several of the officers that also dual purpose. They handle a bomb dog and a patrol dog. But we've got enough patrolmen, and we're working for at least 4-man groups at all times now. So the supervisors don't need to have the patrol dogs any longer. So I retired my patrol dog and went straight to a bomb dog, and it's working out real good so far.
It's super cool, man. It's just something totally different, and I just think it's amazing what they can do. You know, these little 4-legged officers, what they can do is just mind blowing.
They're amazing animals. We couldn't work without them. Yeah. I mean, we lose people into the neighborhoods, and you'd be amazed. We have no idea where they are. The officers set up a perimeter. It may take us a half hour, an hour, maybe even more. But you'd be surprised how often we can find the bad guy and get them out of the neighborhood where they're threatening to the neighborhood. They don't need to be in there. A lot of them are armed, and they're just doing bad things. And we need to get them out of those neighborhoods. And we couldn't work without them. They're amazing animals.
It is amazing. That is the word you can use. It is amazing. Well, Officer, thank you so much for talking with us. Thank you for what you guys do. You guys truly are the heroes in all of our eyes. I mean, what you guys do is amazing.
Support. We really like getting out here and seeing the people like this, and the support you guys give us it's irreplaceable. We love it, and we couldn't think of anywhere we'd rather be on a beautiful Saturday morning than out here with you guys.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, is this the bike you're on, or are you just stealing stuff out of the saddlebag?
Nope, it's mine.
Okay, I was going to say, there's cops right over there, so you got to be careful.
They're going to follow me, so I'll be good.
There you go. So this is your machine right here, huh?
It's a 94, and I got it in 96.
Is that right? See, I bought mine in 2000, and I'm still riding the same bike, too. There's something to say about it, isn't there?
I love this bike.
There you go, man. Well, enjoy the ride today. It's going to be hot, so stay hydrated.
Oh, yes, it is going to be hot. It already is.
So are you reading the map to know where to go?
Yes.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh, there really is a map.
There really is a map.
So are you comfortable about where you're going on this ride?
Not really, but hopefully I'll be able to see somebody while we're moving. So
You will. I'm sure they'll all stay together. Is this your first time being on this ride?
on this ride, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you guys enjoy it.
Thanks.
Be safe.
All right, man, you ready for the heat on this ride?
I'm ready today. It's a beautiful day, and it's a good cause.
Well, you're on a Gold Wing. I mean, it's about the nicest bike they make, so you got air conditioning.
I'm gonna turn my air on right there. I'm ready right now. I'm gonna start right now. I'm not gonna be dumb.
Right on, man. Be safe today.
Thank you, bro.
Don't look now. Crambo's isn't just paint. It's your one-stop shop for motorcycle gear, parts, and service. Crambo's, voted the Indy A-List #1 motorcycle shop 2 years running, has expanded with the state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment for tuning your fuel-injected Harley and a new paint facility to make your bike stand out from all the others. Crambo's also has a new retail area complete with leather, chrome, audio, and all your parts and service needs. Crambo's, voted #1 for a reason.
So Missy, you are the Ladendorf Law featured woman rider, and tell me about this bike because I absolutely love it.
Thank you. So we bought this brand new in '03, and my cousin lowered it for me at 1.5 inches.
You know, I was going to say it looks lower.
Yep. He lowered it for me 1.5 inches because it still was a little too big. So, and every bike I try to sit on now to get a newer bike, nothing fits me right. So we're just keeping this one.
Well, if you ever do get another one, at least you know you can lower it.
That's right. Absolutely.
So how did you learn to ride?
I took the A-Bait course back in '02, and that was pretty much my first experience riding my own motorcycle. So I rode four-wheelers and stuff, but never a motorcycle. But
what made you want to ride a bike?
My cousins always rode, and they got new bikes, and so my husband and I decided, we're going to ride. So he took the A-Bait course a year before I did, and then I decided I want to ride my own. So there I am.
Awesome. Well, I noticed that on your helmet it says Leggy. Why does it say that?
The instructor through A-Bait named me Legs because I couldn't really reach the ground very well, and so like when you're supposed to be riding, walking your bike, I was like barely tiptoes, and he kept saying, come on legs.
Well, that was mean of him, actually.
It's too funny.
It is funny. So what kind of riding do you like to do?
I enjoy, we just went to Sturgis. That was amazing. I enjoy sometimes highway. Most of the time I enjoy the back roads, curvy roads, things like that, your typical motorcycle rider.
Oh yeah, those are the best roads to ride on.
Yes, they are.
So what exactly is this bike?
It's a Yamaha 650 V-Star Custom, and the classics were too heavy for me, so I went with the custom, and I've ridden it to we're from Port Charlotte, Florida, and I've ridden it to Florida, Port Charlotte, Florida, and back. I've ridden it to Myrtle Beach and back, and all up around Michigan, and we trailered our bikes to Sturgis, but I did ride through Sturgis, so pretty exciting.
It is pretty exciting. I'm glad to hear that you've done all those miles, because that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty amazing. I keep up. My husband has a Harley, and I keep right up with him and all the guys we ride with in the group and stuff, so I don't have any problems keeping up with anybody.
I bet you don't. And I understand that because I had a smaller bike and when I first started, and I tell you what, everybody said, oh, she's not going to keep up.
Right,
but I did.
I did. I'm a little slow to the takeoff, but boy, I catch right up and keep right up with him.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
You have been injured in an automobile collision, and suddenly your vocabulary has been expanded to include terms totally unfamiliar to you. We know accidents can be overwhelming to the injured victims and their families. You know you can put your trust in the familiar faces of Ladendorf Law. We take care of you and your family so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are. This is a standard lawyer commercial. This is a dramatic shot of me walking down the hallway. This is a stage scene of me talking to clients, even though they're not actual clients. This is the closing shot in my office, where I say my catchphrase looking professional and confident. Look, all lawyer commercials are the same, but not all lawyers are the same. Ladendorf Law has been involved in the motorcycle community for over 35 years, with many more years to come. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Hey man, we're getting ready to take a look at day 3 of the Muscle Shoals trip. This is where we just kind of wrapped it all up. We kind of talk about what we liked about the trip and all that, but it was a neat experience for us to do this and be able to do a couple episodes like that and then come back with a third one like this. It's just been a lot of fun. We hope to do some more destination rides in the future. But that being said, here is day 3 of Muscle Shoals. Hey man, welcome to day 3. It is Sunday morning. We stayed up a little later than we planned on it last night. It was a good time to be hanging out here with Joe and Missy and everybody. It was kind of one of those perfect Kentucky moments. We were in southern Kentucky, sitting on the porch,
in the rain, listening to great music, drinking ice cold beers, and laughing our butts off, man. What?
There's nothing better than that.
I don't know what else to say.
Good friends, good times. It was awesome.
Oh man, Kentucky living right here, boys. Got Bigfoot, we got all sorts of stuff going on down here. A little bit of a shooting range down here by the creek. FYI, make sure the kids ain't playing in the water before you start shooting, alright? If you have friends coming in town, this is what you do right here. In the morning, you fix them breakfast, and then tell them get the hell out of the house. It was pretty awesome. Joe, Missy, thank you guys so much, man. Coming home to here yesterday and having that cooler full of beer on ice ready for us, and catering in all the food that you did last night. It was just awesome. And now for Missy come out here and do something like this and cook this big old breakfast for us, send us on the road. Oh yeah, this is what life is all about, everybody. What are you going to bring home? What's some of the best memories of this weekend?
Best memories of this weekend, definitely just a reaffirming of the commonality of people. Just every time we've gotten off the motorcycle, we've been laughing with complete strangers. It's one thing I really like about riding with you guys. We always have fun, whether we're on the bikes or not. Being out on the open road is obviously the reason we're down here, but joining you for something you've always wanted to do just made the weekend perfect.
You know, you get a little nervous having to get back on the bike after not that I haven't rode, but I haven't rode that much. So you get on the bike, you're a little nervous about going on a long trip. And a few hours in, it's like home. It's like, I'm just so happy that I was able to get on the bike this weekend and get out. You know, we're hoping to be able to do a 2-week trip in a month or so, and you know, it just gives me more incentive to get out there, and we're going to be able to do it, and it's not going to be, you know, where you're so exhausted. But this weekend, oh my goodness, I just enjoyed it. I loved it.
I hadn't been on the bike in probably a little over a year, and first trip out of the year, I went all the way down to Muscle Shoals and got all the way back. So I guess the highlight for me is pretty much just being on the bike with two of my best friends, the love of my life, and really coming to understand why dogs stick their head out of the window. It's so much nicer when you're not in a car.
What do you think, Joe? You think maybe next year we need to plan another ride like this?
Definitely we'll do a ride. I think Memphis is on our to-do list next year. We're gonna go see Memphis.
Memphis would be a great destination. We all like the blues. This is Joe Bradley, we otherwise known as Dobro Jojo Bonner Bradley, master guitar player. The man knows what he's doing. But yeah, we definitely need to get on the bikes next year. Who knows? Maybe this fall we'll be able to do something. You know, get together or whatever. Love you guys.
Love you.
Here we are, probably 4 weeks or so out from our Muscle Shoals trip. You just watched the last segment of that trip, and it was such a great time. You know, oddly enough, we were supposed to see both Fame Studio and Muscle Shoals Studios. Fame Studios took so long, we had to make a decision at that point in time. Do we go see the Muscle Shoals Studios and then just start heading home, or do we stick with our plan and go up and see our friends Joe and Missy? And I got to say, one of the best decisions I ever made was let's cancel the Muscle Shoals studio. Let's head up to see Joe and Missy. We got up there, and as I've said 1,000 times, we were treated like royalty. We had such a great time. You know, these are such good friends of ours. Unfortunately, today we got some very, very sad news. And it turns out our buddy Joe passed away last night. And I can sit back now and say I am so glad that we went, because that was it was literally the highlight of our weekend. We say it all the time in the motorcycle community, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And man, don't ever forget that. Because it was the journey, the destination was Muscle Shoals, the destination was to go to both studios, but the journey led us back to Joe and Missy instead. And my God, I am so glad, because I look back on that with such fond memories, and it'll always be something I'll always treasure. It was, I'm just, again, I am just bewildered, and I apologize. I know this is a little raw, but literally just got the news today, and I just want to encourage you, if you come up to a situation like that, just remember, man, hanging out with your friends, hanging out with your family, that's what it's really, really all about. It really isn't the destination. It is the journey. Spend as much time as you can. We never know when that last time will be, but I'm thankful, very thankful, that I got to spend one more time with my good buddy JoJo before he went on. We are getting ready to take our mid-season break. We are now finishing up August here. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to come back right around Halloween time, so we can do some holiday episodes, all that. But there's going to be a lot of good episodes coming back. We're going to come back with about 8 more of them. And, you know, we're going to have stuff like Miracle Ride. We're going to have stuff like Bikes on Meridian, all that kind of stuff when we come back from our mid-season break. And we're going to take a little trip down to Savannah, so hopefully we'll get some footage from that. Cindy, how can people find out more about Steel Horse Thunder? Go to steelhorsethunder.com, YouTube, Patreon, Facebook, everything's there you need to know. Also, don't forget to please put your rides on the calendar. Even start next year if you want to. I don't care. Also, our ride is going to be October 10th, so keep on looking out for all the information for that. Yes, and that's where Facebook is going to come in big and handy, all right? We're going to be advertising that October 10th. It's a Sunday, and it's going to be a blast. It's the Posse Ride. We've done it a few years now. It's going to be a good time. So, that being said, it's not what you ride. It's that you ride.